Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Marcie Besecker, an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I'm from Clovis, California. Thank you for joining me this evening. It is Sunday, September 8th already. So welcome. I hope you guys had a great day. We actually ended up, we're getting our house painted as I've told you guys. Well, today they came back. They took the day off yesterday and decided to paint today. I think it was a child's birthday or something. I don't know. Anyway, so they were here today and they covered our windows with plastic. So they did a lot of the spraying today. Friday they did like the dormers and some of the higher spots. But today we actually are all enclosed in plastic and they left us like that. So we can get out our garage door and our front door. But other than that, the plastic is up. They've got to do another coat in some areas, and I'm going to be doing some more painting. So we got to sneak out today when they were leaving and said, come look. And he felt so terrible. He broke a sprinkler because his sprayer got caught on, we have this one sprinkler that is like popped up and we break it all the time with the hose. And so he was like, I will pay for it. We're like, nope. Don't we do it all the time? We have extras. Don't worry, it happens all the time. So we need to fix it. So anyway, I'm really excited about it. I'll show you guys the color when I'm all done. When they do all the trim and all that stuff. They said probably Tuesday or Wednesday. Oh my goodness, Renee, I hope you're feeling better soon. That's terrible. She got bit by a cat. Hi, Betty. I know it was your birthday. I hope it was a fantastic weekend. Oh, it's today. I thought it was Friday for some reason. Well, happy birthday, Betty. In New Zealand, it is 12:34 p.m. Well, that's better than a.m. I'm glad you're joining. Welcome, Sheila. Hi, Deborah. How are you? Oh, good. She's fine. Good. Whew. Getting bit by a cat. You know, my granddaughter, my daughter has two small dogs, and they were yapping at each other and playing with each other. And my granddaughter, who was, I think, 7 at the time, decided that she was going to get right down in their face when they were, you know, battling back and forth, and they're not violent dogs at all. And one of them just like nipped her on the cheek, and she was fine. But she went to the doctor, got, you know, antibiotics and whatever, and cleaned it up. And but still, it was a little scary. And but the dogs have never had a problem. But that was a lesson to her: do not get in the faces of dogs, especially when they're playing with each other and roughhousing. So you got to know your dogs too. But a stray, that's kind of scary. Is it Grandparents' Day today? Well, happy Grandparents' Day, everybody. Did they ask you about rabies, Renee? Yeah, I think I had gotten scratched by a wild cat once, and I had to get a rabies shot, even though I had one not too long ago, but I couldn't remember exactly when, and they said it was better to get another one. Better safe than sorry. Anyway, well, let's get going. We have a lot to cover really quickly. For those of you that did the paper share, first off, I want to say it is done. It was done last night. All finished and labeled and ready to go. So they will go out tomorrow. I'm going to schedule a pickup. They'll be picked up tomorrow morning, probably out in front of my garage because my door's all sealed off because of paint. So I think I'm going to put a note on my mailbox to tell them to come get it from me, and then I'll just give it to them, or I'll just have to go to the mailbox because everything's kind of sealed off at my house, and I don't want them to get paint all over them. Anyway, so that's happening, so yay. The next thing I wanted to let you know is, don't forget, I have a new host code for September. There is a link with my host code attached in the description, so you can go ahead and click there, and it will take you right to my shop with the host code attached. I am having a special in September. If you purchase $75 or more with me using my host code, you will get a free gems. Now I did say dappled dots, but just know if I run out of those, it will be another set of gems. And also, if you put in an order of 150 or more with me, you will also get them. And don't use the host code at that point, because I want you to get your host rewards. So just keep that in mind for September. September bingo, I think I have maybe 9 or 10 spots left for September, and it's going to be on the 25th. So don't forget to do that. It's going to be the items from the holiday catalog, so that'll be kind of fun. See some new items being used. And then the More Than Autumn class is still open for registration. It is almost complete, so I should be doing my video this week, I'm hoping. I know it said it will go out October 1st, but I'm going to try and do that sooner than later, because I got it done sooner because I'm going to be going to see some grandkids and doing some visiting. And so I decided, then of course I have my girls trip in October. And so I'm getting ready for that. So I'm trying to get a little ahead of schedule with the class. Although I do have another class coming up, and I'll tell you about that in just a little bit. Don't forget, our live catalog is available along with our scrapbook brochure. So you want to make sure you check those out and see if there's anything you're interested in. With the scrapbooking kits available and product, there are some 12 by 12 Stampin' Up! Colored, double-sided, two-tone cardstocks. So I'm looking forward to that. I did get some, so I will be showing you that soon, and showing you a little bit more about the scrapbook kits and things like that. So that will be coming up on Wednesday night. The other thing I want to tell you about is the Stampin' Storage has 15% off right now with free shipping. And I do have a link below for Stampin' Storage. I am an affiliate, so I would really appreciate if you would use my affiliate link for Stampin' Storage, so that I can, I get a little bit of a percentage. I think it's very little, but it helps because I do purchase a lot of it to help my room stay kind of organized. So I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And let's see what else. Am I going to planning an unboxing with the new scrapbooking line? Megan, I will be doing that on Wednesday, and it's going to be part of it. And I didn't get all of it, and I'll tell you why later. But I will have the Halloween set and the autumn set to share. Well, I could tell you, I didn't get the other two because the only thing different were the stickers. And I have a lot going on my plate right now, and I want to make sure that I'm going to have time, more time I should say, to play with those sets, because the only thing different is the stickers. I did buy the paper that goes with those sets because I want to build up my two-tone paper, because I'm really excited about using that. But I'm going to use my other items, and then if I can get to those, then I will purchase those too. Organizing on your room is a mess. Yes, I know. I have a lot of stuff. Thanks, Stephanie. Share that my room is a disaster. And it is. But I will be working on that this week, because Tuesday is when my Stampin' Storage comes. So I'm really excited about that. All right, so let's get to the project. I'm really excited. We're going to be, oh wait, before that, I was going to tell you about a class. So let me share that with you really quickly. An upcoming class. You guys had asked if I was going to be doing a class that I did with this card that I did last week. So let me share that with you. So here is the card that I did, and I used the Dear Santa stamp set, and then I also used a little bit festive specialty paper. And this is how, if you did your paper share, this is how you're going to get your paper share. And so let me show you a little bit about this paper. I did when we did the unboxing, but I just want to quickly show you this again. If you are interested in this class that's going to be coming your way, I highly suggest you buy another package of this, okay? If you did my paper share, you're going to be getting this. And this is how it is cut up. This is not how it comes. It comes in a 12 by 12 package. But this is why I told you guys that when you did the paper share, you were going to purchase the whole paper pack, because you're going to get the whole paper pack cut down to a 6 by 6. This is the reverse side. This is the front side. And then, let me put these in here. And then we have all of these fun items. So the next sheet is going to be where you're going to have these panel type images. This was in the 12 by 12, so all I did is cut it. So you'll have that, and then all of these panels. And then you have all of this, and there are so many fun pieces in this. You'll have all the, like, tag type things. You'll have images. So if you do my class, which it is not up for registration yet, but when it comes up, you're definitely going to want to purchase another package of these, because we're going to make some cards out of this for class, but then you're going to have a ton of leftover items for other projects. And the cards are so cute. I can't wait for you to see them. So don't miss out on this class. It will be coming up. I'm hoping as soon as I get the autumn class done and out, I will post about this class. But I am saying if you purchase these 2 items from me, the class will be free. And I think these 2 items together are $35. So if you start purchasing now, just send me a note and let me know that you're going to be registering for it and that you purchased, and I will allow that to go towards the next class. So these 2 items you must have. Let me explain really quickly. In this, when you do a class with this, and this is why you need to purchase the paper, is let's say that you pull out, let's just say you pull out this paper right here, and we do a card. I only get 1 of these per this full package. Okay, so I am not going to buy 50 packages of these, right, for you to have this 1 piece of paper. So I thought, you know what, the best thing to do is just say purchase these 2 and you'll get the class for free. And that way you don't even need dies. You'll just have these 2. Okay? All right, so that kind of just explains that just a bit. Yay. All right, so now we're going to make this card. And I had so much fun with this card. And actually, we're going to make kind of this card. And you'll see what I mean. This was such a fun card. I had these snowflakes just sitting on my desk. I had these packages from another project sitting on my desk. And this bow was also sitting on my desk. So I was like, okay, I need these items. And I want to come up with a card, and I've been wanting to use these adorable animals. The other thing is I had some of the sparkle, the white paper. I had that sitting on my desk, which I think I just used for a project. I just stamped an extra, snowflake out of it. So now I'm going to have to grab another piece of this paper, which is right here. This should work. Silly me. So let me just cut this really quickly. I was wondering why it was in there, because I only needed 1, and because I already had the other ones. All right, so let's get busy. We're going to get started. We are going to, so in the inside, I did just the little tree. And I kind of wanted this to be a bigger, brighter, bolder tree, but really a moose's tree is pretty much going to look like that, right? It's just kind of in the cave. So we are going to start, and I did do some die cutting, and I did have some items already die cut. So we're going to use this, which is Christmas Friends. It might have a weird shadow in here, you guys, because I've got that plastic on my window, so my daylight's not really coming in like it normally does. because I have plastic on my windows. Okay, so this is such a cute set. And look, here's where the packages came from and the ribbons. And then here are the, you know, the animals. I did the greenery right here. I have those. So that is what came from this package. And I have 2 of those because I'm planning on using it a lot. The other thing I used is, and everything's listed below, but this right here, I pulled out the reindeer fun and chose to do that. So we're going to start off with that. But instead of using the moose, we're going to use our polar bear. So we're going to use this cute little guy right here. All right, so instead of our cave being on the right, our polar bear is going this way. So we're going to move our cave over that way, and our polar bear is going to be over here. Okay, so we're moving our cave, and we're going to put it right about there. So I'm just going to tape that. And let me die cut that out. All right, so there's that. I'm going to cut this down quickly. But I need my glimmer. My glimmer blade, so I don't mess up my good blade. Do you guys do that? One's a glimmer blade and the other one is your good blade, so you don't want to mix them up. All right, so let's take this out with our tape. There we go. All right. Sometimes I just tap it to get the big pieces out, and then I'll use my brush to get it out later, just so they don't fall all over the place. All right, so let's carefully, you want to take this out. And of course, I like to get all of the little chads and stuff out, and usually they fall right out, and I should have probably ran it through just a little extra, but I've been using that, so I just want to make sure it's all nice and clean before we start doing our coloring. Now, I tried doing another circle that would fit back here instead of doing a whole panel of paper, but then I decided to do it as my trim, my first layer there, because we did not have, I have all the way up to 3 inches, and it just didn't fit. So you have to use a whole piece. I mean, you could have used, I could have used a square, but I was fine with this. All right, so we're gonna push this aside and let's work on this really quickly and get all of our little pieces together. All right, let's do, we have our greenery here and our gifts. I decided I'm going to put little bows on this tree that we're going to put in there because I already had these die cut. So I figured, ooh, let's put these cute little bows. And we have to have our star. And the bows came from, this is from the Delicate Tree, the stamp set, because I already had a bunch of stuff die cut like I told you. All right, there's some snowflakes, so we're going to use those. So I've been trying to use what I have on my desk. I had these packages and the gold already done, so I figured, all right, we're going to use those. And now here's our bows. So we're just going to do our glue on our packages. I'm going to need glasses. I'm noticing I'm needing glasses a lot more these days. I have a note in my calendar to call my optometrist. I can't go till after October 10th, so I'll be blind until then. But my prescription has not changed much in several years, but I think it's the year. because I wear contacts. All right, so there's that one. And see how the die leaves this little tiny bump? I don't know if you can see it. I like to take just my little pokey tool and just kind of, you know, do that. You can do it from the back too, just to smooth that out so you don't have, you know, such a big bump on there. But this one I already glued, so. But sometimes the dies just really hold on to the paper, especially like the foil, because it's so, it's just delicate with that little foil on there. All right, so this is that one-sided. What was this other side? I should have looked to see. Yeah, I like the colorful one, but we'll just go with the gold. All right, there we go. And now I am going to use a glue dot, but normally I would probably use glue just so it doesn't go anywhere, because these we're going to have to roll up a little bit and put behind our bow. But I don't want to have to wait for it to. I'm going to put the 3 loop on the bigger package, and I'm going to put the 2 loop one on the smaller one. The painters were so thorough. They have our back doors all covered up too with plastic, and then the plastic goes down over our decking and onto our pool, which is kind of funny. So I guess that the paint doesn't mist into the water. Because I was like, oh, but now we have to take the dog out front to go to the bathroom, because otherwise he might fall in the pool. All right, so what I did with this is I'm going to take a dimensional, and because the center is so thin right there, I have one right here that I've cut some for another project I was working on. And I am going to put this over to the left just a little bit so that the point goes down on the green right there. And then we'll take this off. And then I don't want them right on top of each other anyway. I want them to kind of be a little, how did I, oh, because there's a bow's going to go on there, so we don't have to worry about that. I want these to be a little off center, so your spray looks, you know, a little more open there. So we'll put that there. And now I'm trying to remember where this bow came from. This bow came from the reindeer set, so right here. So I need to grab some red glitter because I don't have any. Because I want to put red glitter up on top of there, and I forgot to grab a piece, so let me grab some. I love our new glimmer paper. So we're going to grab this red right here. And I'll just chop a piece off. It's warming back up here. I think it was like 104 or something this weekend. Or it was supposed to be. I don't think I even looked at it over the weekend, but. All right, so there's our bow. Our cute little bow. All right, so we have our packages and our snowflakes, our bows, and our ribbon. We can go ahead and add our bow. And I'm going to put that right there with glue. And I'm going to squish that down, bring it down a little bit just to hide that dimensional. Okay, so we're going to just set all of these aside. Might need my mat. We'll just take these off. Slide those up. And let this dry up here. All right. Now we're going to do some coloring. So what I did is I brought in my grid sheet here. 49. Ooh, that's cold. Oh, yeah, we don't get too many fall temperatures until, like, our first rain is usually the day before my birthday, which is right before, it's usually like the 27th of October. And then we usually get a rain. Okay, so we're going to start off with what I did is I did Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy. But the Misty Moonlight, I didn't do too much. I did it, and then I realized I probably really didn't need to do that. So I just went with the Night of Navy because I wanted it to be a darker evening. The other thing I'm going to do is start out with our green. Even though this is shaded spruce, this is kind of what the moose put up for decoration, and this is a natural tree. So I'm going to go with Old Olive for the natural tree first. All right, so we're going to take our green, and we are going to just come in here. It doesn't have to be super deep, but I try not to put too much green where the blue is going to go. All right, so we're just going to kind of fill in our leaves here. And I try to get all the way back in. So remember that this curve, see how the center is like right here. So when you think you're doing this and you're up here, this is really the center, which is where if you tap on your ink pad, that's where your ink's going. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're trying to color. That's why I like to go sideways instead of like this. I don't want this to come up here, but I do want this to get on our green piece. So I'm just going to kind of turn it. And see how it's darker right here? I want that over here too. So I'm going to come back over this way. And you want to be careful because they're not held on super tight or anything. All right, so that's it with the Old Olive. Now I did bring in shaded spruce to go on top of that, just to darken it up just a little bit and make it look a little richer and blend a little bit with the other green so that it kind of looks like maybe the bear got it from another bush that's nearby. So, you know, that's not, they're not all olive green, just was kind of too bright for me. So, and yes, I'm using the same green brush because like I showed you before, I'll wipe it off and it'll be, oh, see what I did right there? That's okay. I just have to know to put extra blue there. And they wipe off pretty good, especially on a paper towel, which I don't have one with me right now, so I'll do it after the video. But I wipe them off until it's a pretty light green left on it. Okay, so I think that's good enough for right now. All right, so that's it for the green. So the next thing what I do is I'm going to, and I can always come back and add more green if I wanted to. But for right now, we're going to pull in the dark pecan pie, and I'm going to fill in my branches. So I'm going to start up here and just kind of come around and just kind of come down. And some of them, you know, it's a little hard to tell if it's branches or what. So I just go right along with the circle the best you can. We're going to put some blue on there so we don't have to worry about it. And I'm going to go down here like this is a branch. And this little guy right here. And this is a branch. Okay, so just kind of fill in your branches where you think they're branches. All right. And then we're going to come over here. And it doesn't have to be super neat because we're going to put blue over parts of it, so you're not going to really see that, but I'm going to come up here and make this a branch. All right, so just kind of fill that in. All right, so I think that looks pretty good for branches. And see that, like I might want to add a little more green right there, but we're just gonna go with that for right now. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in with blue, because now we need a deep, dark evening. And so we're gonna bring in blue, and I have Night of Navy. And I'm going to, I did re-ink this, but I don't think I put too much ink because it was pretty dry. But this is going to use up a lot of ink. So I'm going to start off over here and then just kind of come on, because I like the darker edges like this. So I definitely want to come on with darker edges. And this takes a little bit of time, because you're layering up your colors, and I tend to press harder when I'm doing it for a video so that I'm not sitting here all night doing it, but it does take some time. So I'm just going to do it like I normally would, because I want you to see that it does take a little time, so don't get frustrated. And sometimes if you want to add more ink, you can if your ink pad's really dry, but just don't over ink it, because then you'll get all kinds of streaks and stuff. You got to be really careful on your coloring, and you don't want to have you do it too fast. All right, and the bottom doesn't really matter because we're going to kind of cover part of that up, but for now we're just going to put some on it. I really think I need even more ink on my pad though, because it was really dry. Apparently I probably haven't used this color too much. All right, so now I'm going to rub my brush on it. Now I could, I mean, if you don't have, if yours is looking like mine and you don't have a lot of ink on your ink pad, then, you know, definitely add more. But if it's not going fast enough, but you're getting a lot of ink, then I wouldn't do it. But mine is just mine's pretty dry. And I want it to get a lot darker. So I'm going to add some. I only added a couple drops yesterday. Hi everybody, hi Cindy. All right. So I add the ink, and then usually I have like a gift card, or like right now I have this Starbucks card, and so I'll just, or I use an old business card, the one that's usually right here that's been ran over by whatever's on my desk all the time. Then I'll use that too. All right. So this takes a bit. I should have done this actually off screen. I mean, I could have started it to show you, but this does take a while. And you want to just get it as deep and dark as you wanted it, and I definitely wanted it more of a night scene. And then there's one more step after you do your blue. I'm not concerned with down here, but I do want to get over here. And see how it's all light right there? I want to get in there. Okay, I'm probably not going to make it as dark as I want it just because it'll take a while. I know you guys don't want to be here all night with me. And then there's another way to darken it up too, so we'll do that. Oh, good, Cindy. I think you'll like it. All right, I think we're going to go with that for now. All right, and I do want to come back in with my green just on, now I'm going to pull it off of this blue right there and just come back over here a little bit. See how I just made that a little bit darker? Even though, you know, your green leaves are going to be different colors, right? All right, so let's do that. And now I'm going to bring in black. So let me grab that. Except when I'm trying to grab it with my glasses on, it's like, yeah, that's black. Okay, so we're going to take black and we're just going to kind of deepen the scene a little bit. Normally I would have this a little darker on the blue, but we're going to take black and we're just going to kind of come in around the outsides and just kind of see how it just kind of darkens it just a little bit. That way it can look like a deeper, darker night in the background, and where you're at is just not as dark, but it gives you that illusion that it's nighttime. So I like to bring in the black and just kind of go around the outsides. And that also helps when your scene is not all dark. It still gives you that illusion that it's nighttime, right? So, to do the black. All right, so I think that looks good. All right, so the next thing I did is I need to put my my snow on the ground. So what I did, sorry, I gotta move off. I've got so much ink pads over here. And ink. Okay, so what I did is I'm going to bring my snow in, and I want it to go, if you look at this, see how the snow just goes right at the bottom of the cave? So what I did, so I have blue all over my hands, is I'm going to put this up here on the bottom, and I'm going to line it up right there, and then I'm going to take this image right here. Oh, I got to brush it out real quick because I want to make sure that it die cuts really well, even though I'm just doing the bottom. Might as well clean it off so it doesn't get all over the place. All right, so we're going to line this up like this on your paper where you want it. right there and right there. And then I'm going to line this up where it went. Okay, so just get that up there. All right, right there is where it goes. Make sure you have your snow where you want it. Right there. And right there. Okay, and now I'm going to take that big piece of tape that I had and put that on there, but be really careful because you want to hold it on your paper, because on your glimmer, because it doesn't hold that great because it's glimmer. So I just kind of make sure I pick it up and make sure it's, you know, as close as it can be to where you want it. And then cut that. And you can always trim it up if it's too, you know, short or too long or whatever for the bottom of that piece of paper to make it fit. So it's not, I mean, it doesn't have to be exact. All right, so now we're going to take this off and put this on right there. And it's going to go right along our little hill there. All right, so I'm noticing that if I had this up like this, it's a little tiny bit up right there, but we're gonna fix that. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this, and this is gonna be now our hills of snow, right? So you don't have to, okay? So just make your hills of snow. So I'm gonna start this side down a little bit because this is nice and dark over here. So I'm gonna start this side down and just kind of come up. And then I'm going to come right up to here and take that tip off that I thought might have been off just a tiny bit. And we're going to go ahead and then put our snowy hill on there. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to use liquid glue. All right, let's get this off of here. And bring this in. All right, so you guys know I love making scenes. All right, so there we go. All right, and this is like a tiny bit too short, so I'm just going to cut that off, which is fine. All right, so there is our snow. Yay! All right, so we can push this aside now, and let's bring our card in. And let's do our inside. We're going to take our little tree from that same set, and we are going to color it with our markers. So I take the shaded spruce, and I use the thick. Let me get this out of the way. So I'm going to take the brush tip of the pen. Let me get this little paper off of my stamp. And I'm going to brush all the leaves. Okay, you don't want to be too slow at it because you don't want your ink to be really, really dry. So I do this first, and then I bring in the pecan pie, and I start at the top because that goes up, and I do it kind of messy because if it goes to the side just a little bit, it is hitting those little branches that go to the leaves. So you don't have to worry too much about it. And then I bring the green back in just quickly, because if it's two-tone of the color, that's okay. And now I'm going to huff on it, and I'm going to go right towards the bottom. Okay, so there is our tree. And if you look here, we did just a little brown strip like it's the dirt. And then there's our tree in the dirt, right? So let's go ahead and add our little piece of brown, which I think I didn't cut. So I just want a little strip. It doesn't have to be big, but we want to add that at the bottom. And I'm going to do a bigger one because I want it to cover the ground so that our tree is behind in the dirt. So I'm going to do it, I'll do a little bit less than that. A little more, a little less. I'm not measuring, I'm just taking little pieces off there. There we go. That's fine. I'm good with that. So let's do that. All right. This is such a cute set. These little animals are adorable. All right, so let's get rid of that. And then I kind of do this sometimes. I just saw that this end was a little bit higher, and so I just do that, still wet. All right, so there's our inside. We're going to put it on here. Even though we're doing brown on the bottom, it's okay because I wanted to have that dirt for the tree. So we're going to put that on there. And if you wanted, you could add a little star to the top of the tree or something. I didn't do that on the inside. I could have. But I like that it's just a wilderness tree. They can't all have stars. All right, so there's our outside. Here's our panel, which is going to be our early espresso. So we can go ahead and put that on. Everything else is built up now. There's no ribbons wrapped around or anything. So let's go ahead and add that on. I hope I cut that down already. Yeah. All right. All right, we'll add our panel, and then we're going to pop this one up. So there's going to be quite a bit of dimensionals. There's this one. Where are my minis? Okay, no, they're probably right in front of me. Oh, here they are. Okay, so we are going to add dimensionals, and I'm adding a few because I definitely want my circle to be, you know, substantially secure and not fall or cave in. So I am being very generous with my dimensionals. Okay. You don't have to. If you wanted to, you could use the line, the thin strips, you know, of adhesive. If you wanted to, you could do that. But I buy a lot of these at a time, so I like to make sure, especially, I know it looks like I'm going crazy overboard, but that's okay. All right, so I think that's good. Oh no, I need to put something right here. So I'm going to take a little one and put it right here. Or I could have done half of one. That's fine too. All right, so there we go. So let's go ahead and add that. My husband's so funny. I was working on the paper share this weekend, and he was just like, why do you do that? So I had explained to him what a paper share was and why I do that. So thank you to everybody that participated. I think this was my biggest paper share. So yay. Okay, I need to add another one right there. I want to have a little support there. And it looks like, there we go. One little piece that didn't come out. All right, so look at that. I just put it right on the glass. Yay, me. I'm used to having my silicone mat underneath me, and I just totally... So be very careful. Wow, these stick good, don't they? Okay, yay. All right, so now it's just like the rest of the papers. I have a little border, so it's 4 by 5 1/4, with my early espresso being 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I gotta get this over a little bit. Oh, my head's getting in the way. So this is what's tricky, is this is dark on and this is dark. So I'm gonna start down here and just do like I normally would, knowing it's gonna be a little bigger at the top probably, and that's okay. There we go. All right, there we go. All right, yay. Okay, so there is our little guy. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to, and if you up here don't get this dark enough, it's okay. You're going to be putting this on top, right? So I did not pop that up because the 2 branches on top have one little dimensional, you know, in between the 2. And then I have dimensionals behind this. So I'm just going to put this straight down. And just put that right there. So the bottom one is going to be glued and the top one will be loose. If you wanted to add another little dimensional between those, you could. But for now, we're just going to put that there. All right, so one of the things I should have done before I added the panel is I should have probably added my snowflakes. But I didn't last night because I forgot. So I'm going to show you the same thing what I did. So we're going to put those on, but we're going to do our polar bear first because we need to know where he's going to go. So let's take our paper and stamp our polar bear. Okay, we need our black ink. He is so cute. All right, and I think I'm going to make his, wreath shaded spruce. Just because I think it'll be nice and bright. I am really liking shaded spruce this year. I love the traditional colors, but I'm also loving the adding the shaded spruce in. We're going to do a tree again, so the same thing. So we need our he needs a little Christmas tree. So we're going to do our leaves. Oops. All right, so do the leaves. And then I just set the pen down and I'm going to pick it back up. Pecan pie, love, love, love pecan pie. I used to use crumb cake a lot on stuff, but pecan pie is like my go-to now. I just love it. All right, so we're going to do some more green. Get that a little more. All right. Yay. All right, so now we have this cute little tree. I think I need a new baby wipe. I have a lot of blue on there. All right. Do you have Memento in that pad? Yes, I do. So I mentioned that before. I bought the white This is the white container, and then I put like a little label on it myself, and then a little label right there, and I added black memento to it. Best decision ever. I've been wanting to do it forever, and I haven't, and I finally did it, and I'm so happy I did. All right, let's do the bow. I'm going to start with the light, and I am just going to, we want this to be kind of easy coloring, right? Because we're doing so much with the background and everything. We don't want to spend all day on the card. So we're just going to go do our light red. I love red bows. Red or gold or silver. So we're just doing red. And I'm doing it light. Now a lot of times when I do shading, I do dark first. But this time I'm going to do light, and I want red bulbs or berries or whatever you want this to be on his wreath. Oh, some of these are so tiny. Oh, here. Tiny, tiny. Okay. So that is that. We're going to take the dark one, and all we're going to do is go right where these lines are. Any of these lines that the designer put is where I am putting my color. Okay, and there's a couple of the larger bulbs in there. I'm just adding a couple little dots, and that's it. All right, so there's that. And then we're going to take our light shaded spruce. So we're going to do the same thing. The light shaded spruce. Oh, let me close my ink up here before I stick my arm in it. All right, and we are going to color our wreath. Now normally I like to stamp 2, like I would have stamped 2 bears in case I goof up, but hopefully I won't goof up. There's a tiny bit of green underneath the bow. So you are barely going to tap that, otherwise it's going to go all over. All right, so I'm going to go right along the bear just so I'm paying attention, and along his ear. I'm trying not to get it on the red and not getting it on my white bear. So you don't want to hold your pen down for a long time because you don't want it to bleed outward. So I'm just kind of tapping around the edges because it's like really fuzzy, the wreath is. A fluffy wreath. And then like I said, I don't want to go on the red berries because if you get going quickly, you know how easily that is to go on what you're not supposed to be. So I usually go around the berries and then fill in until I get to another berry, and then I slow down again. Because green and red is not pretty together. So you don't want to mix your colors up. All right, almost there. And I know a lot of people don't like to color, or they don't like the shading, or not sure what they're doing. Follow the lines that are already there. So that's the light green, the light shaded spruce. And now I'm going to take the dark one, and I'm just going to do little dots and squiggles right where they have them. Okay, even if you're like, you don't have to go exactly on the line, just kind of dab in there so that you have that little bit of shadow or dimension in your project. Okay, so see, I just added a little bit. Now I could go, which I normally would, but I'm going to try it with the light first, and it might be enough, is go under his neck. So not on the top, but under here. Just go a little darker, and what I'm doing is I'm taking the light again, and I'm just going to kind of go in. Now if I had stamped a few, I may come back in and try it with the dark, and if I didn't like it, go to my next one, but I did it with the light, and you can barely tell, but that's okay. Now, he is all white, so we can leave him white, but what I would normally do is I would take Smoky Slate, okay, and I would just go right along where all of these little marks are, all where the little design is at, just to give him some little shadowing. And as much as we would love to think he is absolutely pure white, he's probably been rolling around in the dirt a little bit. So we're just going to add a little bit of light Smoky Slate. Okay, so there we go. Now, you could take a bunch more on there and kind of really feather it out and really fill it in, but I'm just going to leave it at that. So I want you to see that you can just do it lightly. Now, I'm going to go back in with my bullet, and I'm just going to go on the little eyebrows and on his little mouth, and just give him some shadowing. A little more on his neck. And I am going to go right here and a little under his wreath, because if he's got a wreath on his neck, you know he's got some shadow right there. Okay, so looks like he's got a little bit of a shadow. All right. So now I think he needs some little rosy cheeks, because this is kind of a cartoony, right? So I'm going to bring in, I like the bubble bath, so we're going to try that, and let me take a look at it. Yeah, we're going to do bubble bath, but I'm going to try both ends. Do you realize that sometimes your one end might have a little more ink than the other end? So look at these two right here. That's the brush, and this is the bullet tip. I'm going to do the bullet tip. Number one, I think I'm going to have a little more control, and it's a little lighter. So I'm just going to do a little circle. Okay, nothing major. Can you see it? A little circle. And then I'm going to do a little in his ears. Even though I did a little bit of Smoky Slate in his ears, I'm going to add a little bit of pink in that ear right there. And that's it. All right, so we're going to die cut those out as soon as I find my die set. Oh. All right, polar bear and my tree. And then, I don't know if you guys know, but there's that little hole right there in the top of that die. And that's where, number one, it's easy to poke out your die, but it's also, if you move it over right on top of where your branch is, then you know it's where it's supposed to be. So we're going to take a little piece of tape and hold my tree down. All right, and then we're going to take this guy and make sure he's where he should be. Oh, he's so cute. He looks so Christmassy. All right, so here is our polar bear. Here is our tree. Oh, and I just put the tree on the reindeer. That is not what I want. All right. All right, so here's this. So now here's our image. Now let's do our snowflakes. We're going to do the large snowflake here because they tend to get smaller, right, as they fall. We're going to think about our polar bear. He's headed over towards his little cave there. Let's pop our tree up. We're going to tuck in the trunk back behind the snow, so it doesn't need to be, you don't need dimensionals there. All right, let's do this. All right, so we're going to put it over towards this way because the bear is going to be over here. He's headed to Christmas. We're going to put our tree right here. Just kind of sticking up. All right. So let's do our snowflakes. We're going to put this snowflake up here like it's falling. I don't like to glue over my project. Sometimes I forget and I think, oh, that would have been horrible if the glue would have just fallen right on my project. And I'm just dabbing glue. All right, and then we're going to take this little guy and I'm just going to put it right there. Okay, so there's that one. This one I'm going to put over here. So we'll do that. Okay. Yay. And we're going to put it right about there. Now, if you wanted to, we have those new shaker like snowflakes. You could do those too if you wanted. Now, I don't like to put this one here because it looks just so perfect that, you know, there's snowflakes. So what I do is I like to cut that straight. And then I'm going to put glue on it, which I'm going to use my tweezers now because I'm getting into my spot. I'm going to go right there and hold it. And we're going to add our glue. And then I'm going to just take it to the edge. So it looks like the snowflake is, you know, it's falling, but it's not perfectly in the scene. But there is a snowflake there. Okay, so now it kind of looks like he's walking in the scene, right? All right, so we're going to put him right about here. So I think we're going to pop him all the way up, but we don't need to put dimensionals towards his face because he's going to be kind of hanging out towards the cave. So I think right here and right here. Here and here. And I'll do another one right here. All right. He's so cute. These little animals are just adorable. I had heard that a long time ago. I totally forgot about it, but all right, we're gonna put him. We're gonna put presents over here too, so I think I'm just gonna put him right about here. Now, remember we did our snow straight down. It's glued, so it doesn't have the, you know, you don't have to put two dimensionals up here because this is popped up. It's glued down, right? All right, so now we got to do our presents and our bows and our star. So I'm going to put, I just kind of like to look at it and decide what's what. and where I want the gifts at. And I kind of like the larger one there because it fills up that big space, whereas if this was here and then this looks like it takes up a lot. So I'm going to move this one here and this one here. So this one I'm going to, it only has one pop-up dimensional right here, so I am going to pop this up. And I can do it with just one dimensional. So we're going to put that one right here like this next to the tree. And then this one is going to be kind of, it will be popped up. So we are going to put them on the bottom and to the side. Oops, I just took that one off. So we'll just make sure we get that picked up. All right, and of course I like to get my edges straight there. If it hangs over this, it's not going to hurt anything. There's nothing there. Oh, that one's already off. Yay. And so we're just going to pop this little guy a little closer to the tree because it's supposed to be under the tree, right? Or by the tree. All right, so there's that. And now let's do our star and our bow. So I kind of try to figure out how I like the star. And I like it like that. Because it's not a very straight star. And I'm going to put a little bit. So it kind of slants different ways. So just kind of figure out how you like it. I'm going to put that right there. There's my star. Once it dries, I'll straighten out that little guy. And I've decided I want to put a dimensional right here to just lift this up because it's kind of, this one looks popped up, that one doesn't. So I'm going to grab a mini one, but I'm going to get a black one because then you can't see it under all that green. And the green has little slits in the spray right there, the sprig, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to put that right under here and then put that on there. So now it's kind of popped up a little better. This one already is doing it automatically. The other one was not. All right, so now we need to add our bows to our tree, and I haven't added them to this yet, so I don't know how big they are, but I think they're going to be super fun. So we're going to add a little bit of glue at a time, just because I don't want, I'm not going to just set them all on there at one time because I don't know how big they're going to be, how it's going to look. But they're so cute. They're probably way too big, but I don't care. It's cute. I mean, how often do you see a polar bear with a tree? All right. I think it's easier if you put it on the back of the bow, and that way you can kind of place them where you want them. Again, these came from the decorative tree bundle. All right, we'll just tuck this little guy right here. I'm going to turn them just a tiny bit. I don't want them touching each other, but they're kind of big. Oh, do you guys like the bows? You could do gems too. You could add whatever, but I figured, you know what? This is kind of a cartoony, cute tree. Why not? Oh, let's turn it this way. All right. That's an even number, which I normally wouldn't do, but I think adding another one up here is just going to be too much. What do you guys think? Right there, another one? So it's an odd number. Or I can tuck one in. All right, let's see. If we move this guy up a little bit. Just a little. Then I think we'll tuck the other one in. Gotta have 5. And we'll just tuck this one right there. There. That's not so bad. And I probably could have started these all up a little taller, but that's okay. It's a fun card, right? Isn't that cute? Okay, so now we did do the glimmer and we did do the snowflakes, but I kind of want to add something else. So one of my favorite, ooh, I have 2 things I'm going to add. Okay, we're going to really do something with this card because, you know, why not? All right, the first thing I'm going to do, I think, is these little berries. Let's see what these look like. We have 3 larger berries on his collar. Let's take a look. I mean, on his little wreath. So let's see if we do 3 larger berries. Well, there's actually 4, but they kind of look like they're in a row. So I'm not going to actually put them where, yeah, I'm not liking them. Nope. Nope. I don't like them. They're just too big. Remember those old red rhinestones? Those would be cute, but I'm not going to put those on. But what I am going to put on, those are attaching, are, let's try these. And what about if we put them inside the snowflakes? So there's one. And then let's do little ones for those smaller snowflakes. One there. And one right there. All right, there we go. Thanks, you guys. I'm glad you like it. Do you guys like the rhinestones or no? Yeah, I agree with the wreath. That was too much. I didn't like that at all. But I kind of like the rhinestones on the snowflakes. And I think what the decision would be is if you were mailing it, because it's not too big. Well, actually, the only thing over here that is up is this panel. That's it. And so the rest of it's not. So there's the one card. And I am guessing that I'm going to be doing some more cards kind of along these lines with the owl and the mouse. They'll probably be on the same card because they're little. There, I fixed my star. There we go. Isn't that cute? You could probably do a slim line, and you could do a cave with your moose and your polar bear coming together to go into their cave. Not that they would share a cave, but anyway. Okay, now I need to add them over here because I do like them. So let's see. I have a large one. Sticky. Oh, I didn't put my sentiment on. I got to get my sentiment. Okay, there's one. Now I'm going to put these on, and now I got to figure out where my sentiment's going to go over there. This and this. All right, so, oops, let's get it in the middle. All right, so there's that. But now I need my sentiment, so hold the phone. All right, so again, when I try to use stuff up that I have on my desk, that is when I pull this kind of stuff in. And so I'm just going to pull this little, here's a little short one right here. All right, so I'm going to pull this in. And let's see, what am I going to use? Okay, so this one was Have a Berry. I was going to do Have a Berry Merry Christmas. And I think I still can do that. So let's rethink that one. And I actually have over here, I have a whole bunch more. So that's where I start looking. Uh-oh, my monitor just went dark, so I'm not sure what I did. Uh-oh, I hope my video's still going. Oh no. Oh no, hold on. Are you guys still here? Oh my gosh, I hit the snipping tool and my screens all went dark and that little menu was at the top. That's not good. Okay, so I have all these little tabs and different things right here. So I'm going to see if I have something right here to use. And everything is kind of big. So I have this little tiny square, but I think it's too small. And I have this little square. It's a postage. Oh, that would work. Let's see what that would look like up here. No, I think that would take up too much of my snowflake. So we're going to move this out of the way. And be careful not to hit any buttons I shouldn't. All right, so I have a circle. Too big, don't like it. So let me go into my drawer here. I have a whole bunch of stuff. And I have a little square. I even have die cuts in here that are retired. So I got to be careful. Let's go with this circle or this square or this. Okay, here's a couple different things I'm thinking. The square's too big. This circle would be cute, but I think I like this because, all right. Now I'm thinking I should have put my snowflake different because I didn't think about the sentiment. Ooh, hold on. You could just stamp on the brown area. I could, but then I'd have to heat emboss it because it's pretty dark. Thank you guys. I would love a thumbs up. Okay, I think we can put it over here or up here. Okay, let's stamp it and then we'll decide. Let's try the circle first and see if we like that. I'm going to stamp in red. And we've got to use our berry, right? Our little sentiment with the bear. Have a very Merry Christmas. So let's get that in red. See if it's going to fit on here. I think it might be. Oh, no, look at that. Okay, so now have a very Merry Christmas. Let me look at the stamp set really quick. Okay, I was thinking if there was anything like a twig. I mean, I could stamp the tree at the bottom, but you're not going to see much of it, so I'm not going to worry about that. The other thing you guys could do is remember for a sentiment, these packages are in here. So this makes a perfect shape that you could do a package if you wanted. But I kind of like my little round polar bear and my little round circle, and I think I'm going to put it right there. So we're going to get our dimensionals, wherever they may be. And I'm going to put my fingers on the side so I know where I want it because it needs to go kind of in between the snowflakes. And we are just going to put it right about there. All right, yay! Now there they go. They're singing Christmas carols, getting ready to go out, visit each other. How cute. Oh look, they bought each other the same gift and gift wrapping. I hope you guys like it. I think these are so much fun to create with. So let me move my mouse is in the way here. Okay, there we go. So cute. I just love it. Love it, love it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Try the lower right corner. Oh, down here? Yeah, if I would have done a straight one, I could have probably put it there. But I think here would have been a good idea too. This one I came in a little more than this one. You just don't want to go off the edge, remember. But I love how the snow goes right down. So it looks like the cave where they walk in. So this one I probably could have moved the gift a little more so I could have seen that a little bit better. But that's when the tree was over here versus over here, where that it caves in a little bit more right there. But we had to walk him. He had to be walking too. He's got to get it. Has to have some space to get in there, right? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to create with. Don't forget that September's bingo is still up and ready for registration. I believe I have 10 kits left. I did see a couple people register during tonight's video, so there's probably a few left than that. Also, the paper share will be shipped out tomorrow morning. Don't forget the More Than Autumn class. You guys will not want to miss this class. There's going to be 4 projects, and they are adorable. The other thing that's coming your way is I am going to be doing a class with the Dear Santa and the A Little Bit Festive specialty paper. It is not up to sign up yet, but it's coming very soon. I want to get the autumn one done this week, so probably next week. But if you just cannot wait to get these items, I would suggest if you do buy them from me, just send me a little note or let me know. I will be paying attention to my orders, but I will put you on the class for free if you purchase these 2 items. If you are in the paper share, I highly recommend you still buy another pack of this. It is awesome, awesome paper. I've already made the cards for class. They are so adorable. And I made them after I had made this card on the last video to show you how cute this set goes together. So this one's from the little Dear Santa. Here she is right here. And then the A Little Bit Festive package. You're going to get all kinds of fun things, a lot of stuff in here. And this comes as a 12 by 12. So just so you're aware. But there is one of everything in here, which is why you need to have the package, because otherwise I would be pulling out a few items here to create the class, and it was only one package per person. So because there's only one of the items in there. So be looking for that. That'll be coming soon. So once I say the autumn class has been shipped out, then I will have that class up and ready for registration. I will probably put it up for registration when I do my video for the class. That way, when I push that video out to you, those of you that took this class will have the other one available to you right away. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'm so glad you liked it. I appreciate it. You love cards with scenes. I do, too. Oh, thanks, you guys. One is green and the other is red. Oh, are you talking about the bows on the packages? That is true, but same wrapping paper. All right, everybody, thank you. And I would really appreciate a thumbs up and subscribing and sharing and all that good stuff. It helps my channel, and I would love that. Everybody have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.